Cannonier versus Sean Strickland takes place this weekend in the main event of UFC Vegas 66. Cannonier versus Strickland, and this is a good one in the middleweight division. And I cannot wait for this fight. This is a good fight. This is a good fight in the middleweight division. You got, I'll go to the rankings right now just to make sure. I think Strickland like number 7 or 6, and Cannonier I know is number 3. I checked that yesterday while doing the full card predictions. But Cannonier, number 3, Cannonier versus number 7, Sean Strickland. This is a good fight in the middleweight division. It just makes sense. It just does, because you have Cannonier lost to Israel Adesanya in that last one in a reasonably close fight, and Strickland lost to Alex Pereira. So it just made reasonable sense to put loser versus loser together. And it was originally supposed to happen back in October, but Strickland had an injury, so they had to delay it 2 months later. And here we are. Cannonier, Sean Strickland. I just feel as though Sean Strickland is going to get knocked out again. I think Strickland loses this. I like Sean Strickland. He's funny. He's always going to be that guy that freaking melted Israel Adesanya at that press conference at UFC 276 back in July of this year. And he's going to always be that guy who has fun scraps. He likes to trash talk. But at the end of the day, he is really basic at fighting. And he's not good at fighting whatsoever. I get it, he beat Jack Hermanson. And that was a good win over Jack Hermanson. I mean, he clearly won against Jack Hermanson. I don't know how one of the judges had that fight for Jack Hermanson, but Strickland won that fight clear. But Hermanson recently has improved since the Strickland fight. I think the Strickland fight kind of taught him something. You know? Uriah Hall's old, not the best, not great anymore. You know? At one point in his career, he might have been at his peak. But Krzysztof Jotko is mediocre. Nothing special. You know, Brendan Allen. That was a good one with Brendan Allen. But Allen kind of got caught. It was an even fight beforehand. Strickland may have been winning. Then he got caught by Brendan Allen. He was just getting beat up. Jack Marshman's not good. You know, Nordin Taleb is not great. That was back at middleweight. I just like this fight for Cannonier for several reasons. I really do. I really think this is a good fight for him. I get it. Cannonier's old. He's almost 39 years old. In March 16, he's 39 years old, and he isn't going to get any younger, but I think I have to trust him to win this one. I really do. Like, yeah, he lost to Adesanya, but he didn't get KO'd. Like, he didn't get embarrassed by Adesanya. Sure, he lost the fight, and sure, he lost by unanimous decision. Could have been 4-1. Arguably could have been 3-2. I think the first 2 rounds were clear Adesanya. Last round was clear Adesanya. So regardless, it was 3-2 at best for Cannonier. But round 4 is a toss-up. Round 3 is definitely Cannonier holding Adesanya against the cage. But he didn't get destroyed by Adesanya. Sure, it was a snooze fest, but still. The Derek Brunson fight. He didn't look great against Brunson. I get it, but I bet you Brunson would give Strickland problems. Sure, Brunson probably loses, but I bet you Brunson gives Strickland problems. I bet you, and I bet you he gives him problems on the feet as well. Gastelum fight, close fight against Gastelum. Back and forth. He won based off a knockdown one of the rounds. But even getting a knockdown on Gastelum. I'm sure Gastelum took that on short notice. I get it. I get he took it on short notice. But come on. I don't see Strickland winning this. And even if Strickland may do better and may get an easier fight here. No, Strickland may do better against Gastelum and Brunson compared to Cannonier. It's just style make fights, though. Cannonier is going to win this one, I think. Late first round KO. I really do. I think he'll be very patient beforehand. I think Cannonier will have like a game plan of leg kick here and there. Strickland early on is going to expect a big KO punch. I mean, first off, he just got KO'd in his last fight. I'm sure his confidence isn't going to be at his peak and at its high. You know, sure, he's confident. Sure, he can go out there and maybe beat Cannonier. And sure, he's not fighting a glory kickboxer and glory former champion. But I think he's gonna be worried out there. Cause I think he'll have Strickland does well with leg kicks. He does do well with leg kicks. I get it. He really does well with leg kicks sometimes. Cause listen, against Hermanson, he checked almost every leg kick, which he's good with that. But I think Cannonier's hard leg kicks on the calf of Strickland, inside, outside, like he did very well against Robert Whittaker, and had a reasonably close fight against Whittaker. Yeah, he lost. He lost the fight. Last 2 rounds. I mean, round 1 arguably can be Whittaker as well, but it was a good performance, I think. You know, he beat Hermanson by KO, other than going to a decision. Whatever happened with Silva, but he still landed a leg kick to screw up Silva's knee. You know? 1 leg kick, Silva's down in pain. You know? David Branch, he put him out. I like this fight for Cannonier. And I think this is how it's going to go. Like, I think Strickland's going to go out there, have a high guard. You know, have a really high guard. Make a joke here and there with his guard up this time. And laugh it out at Cannonier. Cannonier, they tap gloves again. Strickland lands a jab. I'm sure he can swell the eye of Cannonier. I doubt it, though. You know? I think right away Strickland's going to expect a KO punch. Big leg kick. Big leg kick. You know? Cannonier's going to be floaty out here as well, I think. I don't think he'll be I think he'll be floating around, landing some shots, you know? Like, I think this is the style he's going to bring. I think he'll land leg kicks, land a big punch here and there to make Strickland second guess. And I think at the end of the round, he's going to land a leg kick, big punch. I think so. They're both going to be trading, big left hook, put Strickland down. Strickland tries shooting, big shots for Cannonier, put Strickland down again. Yeah. Against the cage and puts Strickland out cold. I think so. I think Strickland will lose. I think Cannonier's underrated, man. Like, yeah, he isn't great. I get it. I completely understand. Cannonier isn't great. But outside of the Adesanyas, Whittakers, and contenders there, he's the 3rd best. If you don't count Pereira. In contenders, he's the 3rd best. Does he beat Marvin Vettori? That's a tough fight for him. But for right now, he's the best. He's the best in that, like, you know, in that bubble, you know, outside of Adesanya and Whittaker. But yeah, I think Strickland will lose. I don't think he'll grapple. I don't think he'll even work if he even tries. He really fucked up, man. He really fucked himself up. Because he could have been fighting, like, yeah, he probably would have got dominated, but still, but he could have been fighting Adesanya and MSG. Or he could have been seeing Pereira Cannonier instead. Imagine the outcomes of these. But yeah, I think Strickland will lose. I don't think he'll win. How does he win? If I had to pick Strickland, or if you're picking Strickland, how does he win? And tips for him. Just, he's got to be aware at all times. He can't just be sleepy NPC against, like, Pereira. He's got to be switched on. Jab. Laser jab. Body shot. Jab. swell the eye of Cannonier and pray for like a doctor stoppage or just get a close decision win. Listen, I wouldn't mind Strickland in a 3-rounder. I would pick Cannonier still, but I wouldn't mind Strickland in a 3-rounder. But 25 minutes is too much. I think he'll lose. Yeah. He does good in the Apex, though, which is something I've noticed. Like, against Pereira, he looks shit. And that was in, like, Vegas, in T-Mobile. But against, like, Hermanson, he looks good. Against Pereira, he looks shit in a crowded arena. You know? Against Hall, against Allen, against these guys, he looks kind of good. You know? So, oh, shit. I dropped my phone there. So he could win. I'm picking Cannonier, though. Get this one done. How old's Strickland? 31. Almost 32. So Strickland's getting up there as well, but he's still quite young. That's actually shocking for Strickland, man. He seems like he's like 34 or something. But yeah. I hope Strickland wins. I really do. I really do want Strickland to win. Because, like, Cannonier is just dull at the top. You want activity. You want Strickland to be up there. Strickland versus Whitaker. Imagine that. Strickland, Adesanya. You can do these fights. And if Strickland wins against those guys, or we might see a Pereira rematch in the future, he just has to pass Cannonier. And I doubt he will. The question is, though, what will happen for the winner of this? What's next for the winner? I don't know what Vittori's doing, but I think Vittori should fight Dricus du Plessis. I think he should fight Dricus du Plessis next. Fight night main event somewhere, main card of a pay-per-view. I want to see Brunson DeLidsey. I really want to see that specifically. I guess I don't know. You want Strickland because Cannonier's fought fucking everyone at the top. Not Pereira, though. I don't know. I'd stay put if I'm Cannonier. I'd stay put. Or fight Vittori if Vittori doesn't have a fight. Yeah. So I think the winner of this one should just wait it out and see what happens. I really don't have one Pacific fight for them. I wish I did, but yeah, just wait it out and see what happens if I'm Cannonier or Strickland. But if you're Strickland, it's like, alright, we can do me versus Robert Whitaker. As where Cannonier already fought Whitaker. And I really don't want to see a rematch between them. So yeah. Wait it out if I'm the winner. Loser of this one versus, I don't know. Loser of this one versus, I don't know. I want to see Gaslam Strickland. That'd be a fun fight. It actually would be a fun fight, but I guess Mavov fights the loser of this. If it's Strickland, definitely. If it's Cannonier, then I don't know. We'll see. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I just don't see Strickland winning this one. He could get it, but Cannonier is an underdog. I have to take that. I'm picking lots of underdogs in this card. I'm picking lots of underdogs. Yeah. He beat Brunson. He beat Gaslam. Made it reasonably close with Adesanya and stayed in there against Adesanya. Didn't get dominated against Adesanya and Whitaker. Yeah. I really do believe so. Does Cannonier beat Pereira? No, he doesn't. He probably gets sucked out cold if Reyes can do it. Yeah, I think Strickland will lose. What else can I mention about this? Because I always like to... Yeah, Strickland's 2 inches taller. Has reach disadvantage. 2 inches and 2-inch reach advantage. Or 1.5-inch reach advantage for Cannonier. So he can work with that as well. I just don't think Strickland can win. And I think Cannonier... And even if he gets rocked badly... I just think Strickland needs power in his hands. I think he needs to feud Cannonier with power or something. I think he loses. And he won't out-grapple Strickland. He won't out-grapple Cannonier. I know Brunson had his back, but that was after getting dropped. Strickland doesn't have that, Brunson. Brunson has weird power in his hands. But he's so shit with it. As with Strickland is kind of like mediocre, has no power. Cannonier wins though. Yeah. 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 Fuck. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. There's something else I need to mention. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I mentioned everything. Yeah, maybe the winner of this one, maybe if Paulo Costa beats, what's his name? Paulo Costa beats Robert Whittaker. Maybe winner of this versus Paulo Costa. Or maybe if Wonder Boy comes up. I don't know. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.